They didn't realize they were dealing with someone manufactured in mayhem and refined by rejection. Someone who didn't just survive betrayal, but used it as pre-workout. You weren't broken when they turned their bare backs. You were activated. Your silence wasn't weakness, it was the download screen. And now you're fully loaded. Every ghosted message, every fake handshake, every look that's damning. You move like a glitch in their plan. Cold, smooth, unavoidable. The system tried to label you unstable just because they couldn't decode your calm. They watched you vanish mid-chaos and reappear mid-conquest, like who authorized this comeback? But see, you don't ask permission. You don't warn. You just rebuild in shadows and return in silence. And when they try to retrace your steps, they find smoke. Not because you vanished, but because you burned every bridge behind you and floated off the ashes. They said you changed. Of course you did. The old you kept giving CPR to connections that flatlined the minute your back was turned. The new you, he doesn't chase, he chooses. You don't explain, you execute. Loyalty for you isn't about nostalgia. It's about surveillance. You watched who clapped when you were losing. You remembered who disappeared when the lights went out. And when they come back acting new, you smile like a lion with a menu. But you don't hate them. You just outgrew their reach. The streets feel different now when you walk through. Not because you're loud, but because you're legendary. You don't make entrances, you make echoes. The ones who played you, they're watching now, front row, mouths shut, because they know you don't forget. You forgive quietly and move strategically. And when your name drops in a room, it don't bounce, it booms. The ones who doubted you are now giving motivational speeches about you. You're the Ian, he proved everyone wrong. You weren't built to be viral. You were designed to be vital. That's the threat. Because while they were chasing status, you were studying structure. While they were flexing online, you were fortifying offline. And now that you're up, your wins don't post, they haunt. Every move is measured. Every smile is suspicious. And every time they think you've cooled off, you show up hotter, older, sharper. Like a chess piece that learned how to move like all the others, then rewrote the board. So call you what they want. Criminal? Cool. Psycho? Sure. Thuggish? Absolutely. But make no mistake, this isn't chaos. This is choreography. You walk like karma in a ski mask. You talk like revenge if it had etiquette. And your silence. That's the part they fear most. Because silence in your world means it's already happening. They just don't know it yet. You don't need followers. You need fingerprints. Legacy doesn't scream. It whispers after it's already rearranged the whole damn room. You didn't ask for the storm. You became it. You didn't run from the backstabs. You logged each blade and built armor from the blueprints. And now when they see you, they don't just see the survivor, they see the sentence. You are the consequence in motion. The ghost who didn't vanish. He adapted, came back with steel in his veins and poetry in his posture. So if they ask where you've been, don't explain, just nod. Because the only ones who deserve the answer already know, and the rest, let them learn. the long way. They thought you were gone. Thought silence meant defeat. Nah, silence was the weapon sharpened, polished, loaded. While they ran their mouths in circles, you ran laps around their intentions. And now your silence walks ahead of you like a warning, like thunder right before the strike. They used to call you emotional. Now they call you dangerous. Because you don't flinch, don't fight messy, don't need a crowd to clap. You walk in with nothing but a smirk and let the atmosphere crack itself in half. That's that upgraded threat level. Unreadable. Untouchable. Unbothered. They watched you fall and waited for the crash. But you weren't falling. You were calculating the altitude. You weren't crashing, you were landing. And when you touched ground, you didn't crawl, you claimed. Quietly, fully, like a ghost who decided to stop haunting and start hunting. You ain't chasing closure anymore. You carry it in your